Who said rugby and beer went together?
Yeah. What an odd pairing.
Hey, welcome back, everybody. The Happy Hour Tap Room is open. Heads up, listeners, we've received some really great feedback on this show and some good ideas, too. So coming soon, we will not only be talking about a beer or two, but we'll also have people who've made those beers possible on our show. We're talking about the brewers, the founders of these companies. So we're so looking forward to talking to these master brewers and more about their beers, about how they got started. And they're going to introduce like one specific beer for us. We're going to have like a live, or not really live, a recorded beer tasting here in the Happy Hour Tap Room. So stay tuned for that. In the meantime, Fitzy, what are you enjoying tonight?
Yeah, absolutely. So I wanted to branch out a little bit beyond the DC area and kind of stay in the mid-Atlantic. So this one, Old Dominion beer. Now, you hear the name Dominion, you might think of the root beer that they release, which is also very, very good. Non-alcoholic for those root beer fans. But if you're over 21 and you want to sip something a little bit harder, Bill, this one is right up your alley because of the alcohol content. It's their Millennium Ale, which is like an English barley kind of wine, is what it's called, but it's not a wine. It's a beer. It's just got a lot of alcohol. Yeah, barley wine. Yeah, it's pretty malty, pretty strong. This one's got 10.5% alcohol by volume. I know. So for me, that's like out of the park. This is a beer. I enjoyed it. It's probably something that I could have like only one of for obvious reasons. It's something that you probably sip a little bit slower. It's best served warm, and I typically like to drink beers that are colder, but basically it's a warmer. You have it like room temperature, I guess. Warm maybe is not the right way to say it. You have it room temperature. It's tasty. I mean, like, if you want to explore something a little bit different, I say go for it. Because it is interesting. It's probably something you're going to have when the weather's a little bit colder, right, in the wintertime. I don't think you're sipping this in the summertime, but certainly check it out if you're not going to drink the root beer, which again is very good. But it's the Millennium Ale. I'm going to give it a 3.75. It's pretty good. It's right there. So 3.75.
I've heard of it. I'm going to have to try that sometime. And you're right. One of those is like 3 of the beers you usually drink. As far as alcohol goes. That sounds great. I'm going to try that too. But for me, I'm coming up a little closer to my neck of the woods again. Beverly, Mass. is a great little brewery called Coastal Mass Brewing. And the beer they have is called Buoy Tree. Okay, buoy. Think of the coast. Think of buoys in the ocean, that kind of thing. And the can itself has this Christmas tree made out of buoys. So this is released during the Christmas time, and it just looks really cool. The can itself, like, I would buy it and put it on my shelf because it just looks that cool. But this is, again, right up my alley. It's an 8% IPA, double New England Hazy IPA. So good. Matter of fact, believe it or not, since as we're recording this, it is National Pizza Day. So tonight, I'm going to get pizza in Beverly and going to eat it over at Coastal Mass Brewing because you can bring in your own food. So looking forward to that. So the neat thing about this company also is they used to be called Channel Marker, which I love the name of it, but they changed names because there was a brewery in Florida who had a beer called Channel Marker. And so before it became an issue, they went ahead and just changed the name of the company. And I get it. Smaller breweries, there's no lawsuit, whatever else, we could probably devastate them. So they went away from that. But I agree with them. So like I said, this is their annual double IPA, Christmas double IPA, brewed with Chinook hops in the mash. And we're going to talk to our guest one day about what that really means. It's got Citra hops and Chinook and Cascade in a dry hop. And, the flavors and aromas are, pineapple and tropical fruit, which a lot of their beers are like that. Orange peel, melon, guava, white grape in this one. Almost kind of like a white wine finish to it. It's very good. And I'm going to give it a 4.25. Like I'm saying, because these guys are so cool, because of the access for me, I'd give it a little higher. But again, I think around a 4.25 is like one of my favorite beers. It's got to be really good to go 4.5 or even 5 on that one. So good. Good stuff, Fitzy. Cheers.
Cheers.